Welcome on quiz Patente C in English. Esame ministeriale in English. The exams you're about to watch will be divided into two, part 1 and part 2. Like the video and subscribe, join the class with Maui the teacher. Secondo quanto stabilito dal regolamento 561 2006 CE, il periodo di riposo giornaliero deve essere pari al periodo di guida giornaliero. And the answer is falso. It says, according to the regulation 561 2006 CE, the daily rest period must be equal to the daily driving period. Now, the answer is falso. Why? Because the daily rest period is never equal to the daily driving period. Okay? Because you may drive for how many hours? 9 hours. And you may rest for how many hours? 10 hours or 11 hours. So the daily driving period is always different from the daily rest period. So the one is false. Very good. Number 2. Il regolamento 561 2006 CE prevede che il periodo di riposo settimanale ridotto sia al massimo di 24 ore continuative. And the 2, the answer is of course falso. Why is the answer falso? It says the regulation 561 2006 CE provides that the reduced weekly rest period shall be a maximum of 24 continuous hours. The answer is falso because the minimum rest period is 24 hours. Okay? It is the minimum rest period, not the maximum rest period. That is why the number 2, the answer is false. Make sure you like the video. God bless you. Number 3. Quando il veicolo viene impiegato in attività o servizi che esulano dal campo di applicazione della normativa sociale, il conducente deve selezionare sul cronotachigrafo digitale la modalità tempi di riposo. And the 3 is absolutely false. It says, when the vehicle is used for activities or services that are outside the scope of the social legislation, the driver must select the rest time mode on the digital tachograph. The answer is false because the rest time, it is a period whereby the driver does not involve himself in any working activity. That is why the 3, the answer is false. Very good. 4. Sul display del cronotachigrafo digitale, il simbolo in figura indica il soggetto azienda. And then number 4, the answer is of course falso. Why? The question says, on the digital tachograph display, the symbol in the figure indicates the subject company. The answer is falso because this symbol indicates disponibilità. Okay, that is why therefore the answer is falso. Very good. 5. Il conducente di un veicolo dotato di cronotachigrafo analogico, prima di iniziare il viaggio, deve scrivere il luogo di partenza sul foglio di registrazione che utilizzerà. And the 5, the answer is of course vero. It says the driver of a vehicle equipped with an analog tachograph, before starting the journey, he or she must write the place of departure on the registration sheet that he will use. The 5 is vero because when before departure you must write the place of departure on the registration sheet. So the 5, the answer is vero. Very good. 6. Il pannello integrativo in figura può essere abbinato ad un segnale di obbligo. Number 6, the answer is vero. It says, this supplementary panel in the figure can be combined with a mandatory sign or a sign of obligation. And the 6 is vero. Okay? They can add another sign of obligation in addition to this sign. Okay? Just as it is in the quiz of Patente B. So the 6 is vero. 7. In presenza del segnale raffigurato, i veicoli di massa complessiva a pieno carico superiore a 3,5 tonnellate che trasportano merci non possono sorpassare i motocicli. And the 7, the answer is vero. It says, in the presence of this sign, vehicles with a gross weight exceeding 3.5 tons carrying goods may not overtake motorcycles. And the 7 is vero. Okay, that's exactly the meaning of this sign. So every vehicle which is heavier than 3.5 tons is not allowed to overtake motorcycles. Okay? Or any vehicle with 4 tires that has engine. That's why the 7, the answer is vero. Very good. 8. In presenza del segnale raffigurato è consentito il transito di autobus di massa superiore a 7 tonnellate. And the 8, the answer is of course falso. It says, in the presence of this sign shown, the transit of buses weighing more than 7 tons is permitted. And the 8 is of course falso because this sign is a prohibition to all vehicles which are heavier than 7 tons. So the 8, that is why the answer is falso. 9. Il trasporto di un manufatto indivisibile che supera il limite di portata del veicolo può essere sempre effettuato purché venga pagato l'indennizzo di usura all'ANAS. And the 9, the answer is of course falso. Why is the answer falso? It says the transport of indivisible artifacts that exceeds the load limit of the vehicle can always be carried out provided that the wear and the tear compensation is paid to owners. The answer is falso because the load limit of the vehicle is not allowed to be carried out just because the wear and the tear compensation is paid to owners. Okay? As long as you exceed the load limit, you are not allowed to circulate on the road unless, or even when you do circulate on the road and you have bypassed the weight, the load limit, what will happen is that they will do what? They will fine you by reducing the point on your driver's license and also give you a sanction, which is a multa. So that makes the 9 answer falso. Very good. 10. Per rinnovare il certificato di formazione professionale ADR occorre sostenere un esame senza l'obbligo di frequenza di specifico corso. And the 10 is of course false. So it says, to renew the ADR professional training certificate, you must take an exam without the obligation to attend a specific course. And the 10 is falso because you must first attend to the course and then also have the test or take the test or the examination. And you also have to pass the exams, of course, before your ADR professional training will be renewed. So the 10 is falso. 11. Chiunque non abbia potuto evitare la caduta o lo spargimento di materie viscide, infiammabili o comunque pericolose, deve tra l'altro presegnalare la zona con il segnale mobile di pericolo, posto se necessario anche nel centro della carreggiata. And the 11, the answer is vero. It says, anyone who has not been able to avoid the fall or spillage of slimy or slippery or flammable things and dangerous materials must, among other things, pre-signal the area with the mobile danger sign placed on the road. If necessary, also in the center of the carriageway. The 11 is vero. Whenever by mistake slippery things, oil or flammable things get out of your vehicle and fall on the road, you have to signal the area with the segnale mobile di pericolo so that the other vehicles will not be involved in that danger. So 11 is absolutely vero. 12. In caso di incidente in galleria, occorre avvertire con brevi colpi di clacson gli altri automobilisti. 12 is absolutely falso. Why? In the event of an accident in a tunnel, you must warn other motor vehicles or engine vehicles with short blasts of the horn. The 12 is falso because you are not supposed to use the horn continuously in any road. Okay, so that is why the 12 is falso. 13. Martinetto idraulico va posizionato vicino alla ruota da sostituire ed è necessario farlo appoggiare al telaio per il corretto sollevamento del veicolo. 13, the answer is vero. It says the hydraulic jack must be positioned near the wheel to be replaced or to be changed and must be supported on the frame for the correct lifting of the vehicle. So 13 is, of course, vero. The hydraulic jack must always be positioned close to the wheel, to the tie that you have to replace or change, so that it will be easier for you to lift it and change the ties. So the 13 is vero. Make sure you like the video, okay? And you study with Maui, the teacher. Number 14. It says, il rallentatore elettromagnetico può sopportare carichi frenanti minori rispetto a quello idraulico. And the 14 is, of course, vero. It says the electromagnetic retarder can withstand lower braking loads than the hydraulic one. The answer is vero. The electromagnetic retarder is more powerful than the hydraulic one. So the 14 is vero. 15. Sulla copia del certificato di installazione del limitatore di velocità deve risultare, tra l'altro, la dichiarazione che il limitatore è stato omologato per il tipo di veicolo su cui è montato. 15. The answer is, of course, vero. Why? It says the copy of the installation certificate of the speed limiter must contain, among other things, a declaration that the limiter has been approved for the specific type of vehicle on which it is mounted on. So the 15 is vero. There has to be a copy of the installation certificate that proves that the limiter, it is the approved type for that specific vehicle. Okay, so 15 is vero. 16. Non vengono definiti eccezionali i veicoli che superano i limiti di sagoma ordinariamente previsti dal codice della strada, purché si tratti di veicoli ad almeno 5 assi. And the 16, the answer is falso. Why? It says vehicles that exceed the size limit ordinarily provided by the highway code are not defined as exceptional vehicles, provided that they are vehicles with at least 5 axles. Now, the 16 is falso because now the vehicles that are being considered as trasporto eccezionale, it is not based upon the number of axles. Okay, that's why the 16 is falso. Very good. 17. Per una corretta regolazione dei specchi retrovisori dei mezzi pesanti bisogna tenere presente l'eventualità che il conducente indossi occhiali da vista. 17 is absolutely false. It doesn't make sense. It says to correctly adjust the back view mirror of heavy vehicles, it is necessary to take into consideration the possibility that the driver wears glasses. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so 17 is falso. Very good. Number 18. La categoria internazionale N comprende veicoli a motore destinati al trasporto di cose. 18 is of course vero. It says the international category N includes engine vehicles intended for the transport of goods. Yes, it is true. Engine vehicles that are meant for the transportation of goods are also included in the international category N. So the 18 is vero. 19. Il modulatore di pressione in funzione del carico funziona automaticamente. 19 is of course vero. It says the load dependent pressure modulator works automatically. The answer is vero, because the pressure modulator works on its own when to modulate or when to higher the pressure and want to reduce the pressure. Okay, so the 19 is vero. The last question for this SCHEDA for the part 1. The part 2 will follow very soon. So make sure you like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel and study with Marwin DT. Now, the last question. La ralla del trattore sopporta una minima parte della massa del rimorchio. Now, the 20, the answer is absolutely false. It says, the tractor's fifth wheel support a minimal part of the semi-trailer's weight. The 20 is false. Now, why is the 20 false? It is false because the ralla viene fissato su un controelettro agganciato al trattore stradale. Okay, so the ralla itself is being connected to the trattore stradale. Okay, it's being connected to the trattore stradale. So it does not carry a part of the weight of the semi-rimorchio. Okay, so that is why the 20, the answer is falso. Thank you for watching up to the end. See you in the next video.